Hi. It seems like when I first moved out, I was so relieved to be out of the pain of it and the unhappiness that I was elated. And I didn't know that I would really miss him and miss my old life, and that when all of the pain subsides and all the bad stuff drains away, all that's left are the memories of the good parts. I can't keep thinking about it, and when I'm here alone, I miss him.
There is something that is deeply funny to me about modern women who decide to divorce their husbands only to come on the internet and to cry about it. Women are out here initiating divorces left, right, and center because they feel like it and because the grass looks greener on the other side. And then as soon as they go through with it, they realize that, wait a minute, I have to pay my own bills. Life is difficult. I miss him. I need a man back. And you might be thinking to yourself, Taylor, what if the man divorced the woman? Let me tell you something about men. Men really do not initiate divorces unless they have to, unless the women really push them to. Now, judging by the way this woman is speaking, it sounds like she was the one who initiated the divorce. I believe we have covered this woman once before on the channel, but it's always good to revisit some of these videos. So we're going to be jumping into a clip right here of a modern woman who has divorced her husband and now she regrets it. All right, so don't forget to leave your thoughts and your comments. Don't forget to check out Ministry of Masculinity, who has sent in these videos for me to cover. He's making compilations for you guys, so make sure you check him out. I'm going to leave him linked in the pinned comment, and let's take a listen to what this woman has to tell us.
Like when I first moved out, I was so relieved to be out of the pain of it and the unhappiness that I was elated.
This is what makes me think that she was the one who initiated the divorce, right? You have these women who say, oh, my marriage sucks, I feel trapped. A common word that they will use all the time is that they feel miserable, but they never give you any sort of specific details. It's just, she feels bad now, right? Never any specific details. Excuse me, she feels bad in the relationship.
And I didn't know that I would really miss him and miss my old life, and that when all of the pain subsides and all the bad stuff drains away, all that's left are the memories of the good parts.
You know what I think, right? I think that when these women get their divorces, they actually don't care about their husband. I really do believe that. I have seen so many videos now of women who divorce their husbands, and they say that they regret it, but I don't actually believe that they miss their husbands. I think what they are really crying about is the fact that they lose out on the support that they had, right? They lose out on someone who would fix their problems, who would pitch in for the bills, right? And they think that they can go out there and do it on their own, or there's another man lined up ready to go. But they realize that they can't do it on their own. There isn't another man lined up, so we need to go back to the original man, because I'm going to have to resume working a 9 to 5 if I want to be able to not be homeless.
I can't keep thinking about it, and when I'm here alone, I miss him. I don't know if I'm just pathetic and sad or whether I made a mistake.
I think it's a little bit pathetic and sad, because what do, right? We go through this breakup, we go through this divorce, and what is any sensible person's reaction to going through a divorce? Probably to deal with it by yourself or with close friends, close family, things like this. But no, guys, what do modern women do when they go through a divorce? Well, we have to publicly announce it on TikTok. We have to throw on the tears. We have to make sure that people understand that we are most definitely the victim in this situation. Let's not even talk about the fact that typically these women, when they're going through these divorces, they're splitting up families. They're trying to take the dudes for their assets. In fact, I think that's one of the key things that these women regret, is that they think they're going to be able to walk away with the dude's assets, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes they don't walk away with the house. Sometimes they don't walk away with all the money. But they think that they can, right? And the court system certainly does allow women to steal, and I use the word steal because it is stealing. The court system does allow women to steal from men quite often, right? But when it doesn't go the women's way, when they don't get the property, now all of a sudden she misses him and she regrets it and all of this kind of crap.
Sad or whether I made a mistake, but I miss him. I think it's too late. I don't know, maybe it's just a bad day. Maybe it just goes up and down so much that it's just a bad day. Anyway.
This video is really disturbing. Look at what this is, guys. This is perception management. So she's playing with her hair, she's got her filter on, she's done all her makeup for this video, she's turned on the camera, she's crying, right? And what she's doing is she's fishing for sympathy. She's probably directing this video at him, hoping that he'll pick her back up again. But here's the thing about a lot of guys, particularly men who respect themselves, is they will never go back to you. I really hope that a lot of the men watching this, if you're someone who goes through a divorce, or you're someone who gets thrown out, right? If some woman ditches you, thinks that she can do better, she leaves you for whatever reason, I hope that you have the self-respect not to go back to these women. And there are plenty of men who, when they are thrown out, they will say, I'm not going back to you. That was it. You wanted to go, you're free to go, right? And then what happens is these women, they go out there, they realize that the grass isn't greener, and then they expect the man to take them back. I almost think of it like bookmarking, where you have women who, once they're involved in someone's life, they feel like they're deserving of going back to that exact same place. Right? She feels like she's bookmarked that, and she can just come back to the marriage whenever she wants. She can come back to the dude and reap all of the benefits. I don't believe that women should be allowed to do this. I think that it's disgusting. I think that men personally shouldn't allow it, but you know, men are entitled to make whatever decisions it is that they would like to make. Do I think it's the right one? Oh, hell no. She can stay out there on the streets. But anyway, guys, let's continue into today's next clip here. And this is a woman who I assume is divorced. But what is even funnier about this clip, it really ties into the first one, is that this woman, I believe, is a dating coach for divorced women. So I'm going to assume that she is divorced herself here. Now, all of these divorced women, part of the reason why they regret divorcing their husband as well is because they think that they have that next man lined up ready to go, and that he's going to commit to her, he's going to save her, he's going to provide for her. But what so many of these women realize is that these men who they have lined up are not going to commit to them. They only want some fun. They only want the one-night stands. And of course, it is a real problem for them. So let's take a listen to this clip of a woman who's, I guess, a dating coach for divorced women. Let's take a listen. It's very funny.
Are you a happy, healthy, and successful divorcee who's only attracting one-night stands and fuckboys?
How hilarious is that? Right off the bat. Only attracting one-night stands and F-boys, apparently. And let me just make this clear, guys. Every single time you hear these women say, oh, I only attract these things, what it really means is that they only choose these things. They have plenty of choice, but they think that they are above where they actually are. And so they just keep going out with these dudes who are not interested in committing to them.
Divorcee who's only attracting one-night stands and fuckboys? This might be why. You are empowered, you are driven, you are ambitious, and you are sexually liberated.
Guys, all of the qualities you for sure want in a long-term partner. I'm obviously being sarcastic here, and this is why so many of these dating coaches, I might even title the video around dating coaches. Who knows yet, right? But so many of these female dating coaches have no idea what the hell they are talking about. Men are not out here looking for someone who is strong, independent, ambitious, and S3-actually liberated, right? I have to say it funny for YouTube here, but dudes are not looking for this. If you're trying to get a boyfriend, if you're trying to get a husband who is quote-unquote high quality, right? Typically what they're shooting for is a guy who's rich with self-respect. These are things which men are really not looking for. Very bad idea.
Are ambitious and you are sexually liberated. The problem is if you're leading with your sexuality, you're only going to attract guys who want you sexually. I know this from personal experience.
There it is, right? After many, many years of going out here, giving my body to random men, now I understand that I have real value. It's time to set my standards high for the next man who's coming into my life. So Chad, who got to have his bedroom fun for, I own 3 decades, probably 3 decades onwards for this woman. Now, a real man has to step up and date me. These female dating coaches, guys, are clueless. Because what happens is you will not attract a man who has any level of self-respect.
personal experience. I did not like the kind of guys that I was attracting. So I pulled my sexual energy back into my personal container and I started to lead with my character and core values. Something amazing happened. I started to attract high caliber guys who wanted to have deep intellectual conversations about my goals and my business.
What she did was she started going out on dates now, and she started apparently, right? Not just going straight to the bedroom, but talking about her goals and her ambitions in life to these men. Now, the only men who are going to put up with this crap are simps, to be quite honest with you. Because she has a terrible past here, and any man who comes to find out about this that has self-respect is going to immediately leave you. And there are signs. So she wants a man who's going to align with her goals, who's going to have intellectual conversations with her. Let me cut the crap, okay? This woman is looking for a provider now. She doesn't want the bedroom fun. She'll still get it from some dude, mind you. She wants a provider now. So now she has to lead with purity, even though she has none.
And core values. Something amazing happened. I started to attract high caliber guys who wanted to have deep intellectual conversations about my goals and my business. So this is your invitation to reflect on where you're leading with your sexuality and what kind of results are you getting. It might be time to pull your sexual energy back and see what happens.
Guys, now that I'm 50 plus years of age and I'm divorced, now what's going to happen is I'm going to demand more of men and I'm going to give less. So all of these guys who are looking for their fun, they're no longer going to get their fun from me. I'm a devout woman now. I've got pride now. I'm not going to accept any of this. And the most hilarious part of this story, guys, is that they will still do it if the man is attractive enough. But guys, we are going to be leaving today's episode there. A little bit of a shorter one here today. I need to turn off the recording. I have some things to be doing. So as always, make sure you take care of yourselves. Don't forget to go and check out Ministry of Masculinity. I'm going to leave his channel linked in the pinned comment, and I will see you all in the next episode. Peace.